What's good with y'all? What's good? What's good? What's good with y'all? What's good? What's good? We tuning in for another video, man. And y'all see the title of the video. Today I'm finally gonna reveal to y'all what engine is in Dolo. And this something don't nobody know. I ain't never even leaked or nothing or hinted at what engine is in Dolo. Because I'm gonna tell you, man, even in the BCG Hangout, y'all, it's some leaky faucets, man. I don't know who you can't control. You can't control who sign up for what and this and that, but man, I be telling the BCG Hangout stuff, man. It's some leaky faucets in the BCG Hangout, man. I'm just telling y'all here on the other channel, so I'm trying to decide the fate on what I'm gonna do with that anyway. But like I said, today, that's our topic. But today, I'm gonna finally tell y'all what is in Dolo, man, and I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about it and why. I'm gonna tell y'all why I chose to spec this engine and go with this particular engine. And I'm gonna tell y'all a common mistake a lot of people make when it comes to engines that I have noticed. I have respect certain people. I have respect combos before for people, and combo all out of whack. And it's one major thing that a lot of people do that they don't realize they do, and it just come from, like I said, if you're a hobbyist, you're not gonna spend extra money trying this and then I'm gonna do this. Like, you ain't gonna spend $2,000 or $3,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 on two different sets of heads twice. I mean, you ain't gonna do it twice to try out this head versus this head, or try out this cam versus this cam, or this intake versus this intake. People ain't gonna do that. Or this carburetor, you know, carburetor be $1,000. So a lot of people make a mistake. And the thing with power, with horsepower and torque, you don't know what you're missing until you find it. And you know, like with my particular combo, which I'm gonna tell y'all what it is, and I'm gonna show, we're gonna do a walk around of the engine and the engine bay again and stuff, and then we're gonna talk about what it is. But the thing about it is, most people put something together and then they feel it, they're like, oh, it's riding, this riding. Which it probably is, don't get me wrong, it probably is. You know, not saying something won't work, but what I'm saying is that you might be losing, you might have 30 or 40 extra horsepower you could tap into, but you don't know it because you got something out of spec. So, you know, there's something to think about right there. You might have something out of spec and you don't even realize it, but it feels good to you. So you're not going to change it. You don't know it. You don't know it unless you just got the knowledge and understand that, oh, I did this wrong. Or you just say, man, you know what? I'm just curious. I want to try this. Then you ain't going to know. But if you're feeling good, you ain't going to never touch it. So, but yeah, man, let's get to it. I'm going to show y'all the engine bay and all of that. And for the people, and then we're going to do it. And then we're going to get to talk. You're going to want to really listen to it, because I'm going to tell y'all why I went with this engine. Truly how streetable it is, how dependable it is. I'm finna go over all of that, man. I'm gonna reveal, since I'm telling y'all everything, I'm sharing everything now, so I'm gonna give y'all the information. So let's get to it. Y'all stay tuned. Alright, so y'all see, man, I just rolled a little B-roll for y'all, a little walk around of the car, and all of that, engine bay and stuff, little engine bay footage. So before we get into me letting y'all know what this engine is, and like I said, why I chose it, I want to roll a few clips. I want to roll a few clips, man. Some of the runs I done with the car in the past, like the a couple nitro runs, and with this combo. And I'm gonna tell y'all what the old combo was too. I'm gonna tell y'all all the engines that been in this car, which I told people two of them anyway. But you, depending on when you start watching and how long you been following, you ain't gonna know. If you been following from the beginning, you really locked into everything every day, you'll know. But I'm gonna roll some of the footage. With this particular setup. I'm finna tell y'all about and reveal, so y'all can see motor runs and nitro runs. I'm gonna put some of that in here right quick, let y'all see it first so y'all can get a little action. And I'm gonna have a video coming. I'm working on it. I'm working on it to show the progression of the car so y'all can see how it ran with each engine. Since I'm telling y'all now, like everything, so y'all can see how it progressed. And then I'll talk about time progression and all that stuff too. So yeah, and stuff that happened with it and all that. But before we get into the big reveal, man, I'm finna roll these clip so y'all check Dolo out. All right, so y'all saw turn this up, man. I'm handling business in, knocking out a video. But cause y'all see it raining today. But y'all saw how pretty much how the car get down with this engine, man. It's just different runs. I just grabbed a few I had in my phone and stuff to show y'all and all of that. So now I guess, man, I can go ahead and finally tell y'all what this engine is and why I decided to go with it. I seen a lot of interesting guesses and still over the years and still a couple of years, cause I had this set up for a little bit over a year now though. A little bit over a year. But it just and like I said, I snuck and done it cause didn't nobody know until I revealed to y'all. But it's just funny cause I already know. I'm gonna tell y'all what people think it is. I already knew what people think it is, man. And some stuff that came back to me, man. A lot of stuff come to me, I just don't ever speak on. But I'm gonna tell y'all what it is, man. So y'all ready? Drum roll. Put in the comments. Hold on, stop, pause, wait, commercial break. Commercial break. Hey, put in the comments what y'all think this engine is, the cubic inches. Put in the comment what cubic inch y'all think this engine is, man, in Dolo. I love to know, cause I already know what more people gonna say. But anyway, y'all ready? Drum roll. 3, 2, 1. This engine in Dolo is a 421. That's what it is, man. It's a 421 small block Chevy. Majority of people swear up and down I had a 434. I've never had a 434. I could have done a 434, but I mean, I'm gonna put it like this. You got a 383 stroker, right? Tell y'all why I went with a 421. You got a 350. I love 350s. People say what they want about them, but a 350, they got so much meat in the block and stuff. It's one of the strongest engines that can take some stuff, man. You can beat on it, and boy, it'll take about what you throw at it. But when it comes to the stroker engines, you got a 383 stroker. 383 stroker is a lovely engine, man. It's a powerful engine. If you know what you're doing, that joker can put down some serious numbers. Like a stroker is serious. Like out of all the strokers, you got the 383, the 385, the 388. The 383 is my favorite. Then you got the 396. You got the 396, which I had a 396 stroker for. But the 383 is that one that's just like, hey, I'm gonna take whatever you throw at it. Turn that joker turn up to the moon. All of them will turn up. But that joker, I mean, it just more meat in the block stuff. So a 421 to me is like the 383 of the 350s. The 421 is a stroker motor, but it's the 383 when it comes to the 400 family. The 421. That's why I chose the 421, man. And I was like, it ain't too big, it ain't too small. And I was like, the way the joker, if you know what you're doing, you know how to spec an engine. I said I can make this 421 outrun some 434s, and you know, when you start getting beyond 434, it's just different. It's just different. And I did close. I started to do a 454, and I probably still do a small block 454 one time just to see how it is with street manners and what type of power you can put out with it. But the reason I didn't do a 454 because the cost to do a 454, just like to say you have that, is crazy. It's ridiculous. But I just want to do it now at this point for experimental purposes. But the cost of what it takes and the headache you have to go through to build a small block 454 is kind of to me it ain't worth it. Cause I do stuff based on like money you're gonna spend versus horsepower it's gonna yield and stuff. So I ain't never want to do a small block 454 for that reason in Dolo. I was about to, but I was like, nah. And the block, man, it would have pushed back months to do the block and all that. Cause like I said, Dolo is not a stock block 421 either. Cause I said, man, I'm pouring something to it. And limitations, that stock block 400, it got limitations with power levels. Like you might put some good parts in it, but you'll start to bust the blocks, man. Like it will happen. I got buddies that done it. They got limitations. So, you know, it's knowing stuff like that too. Like when you do that race stuff, say somebody say I got a stock block. Well, I'm like, well, I already know you ain't making but so much power. Some stuff just common sense, and I know how much power it take to move a certain weight car. Well, I can look at your car. If you got the interior out, or it's a G-body or it's a truck, I know about what your car weigh. You say, well, I got a stock block engine. All right, stock block. Been some people done stock block 434. I got a close buddy that did one. But boy, when it finally came apart, it came apart. It was unusable. But I'm like, 434 is a nice engine. A lot of people run them. A lot of people run 421s. But I'm gonna tell y'all something about mine. I ain't telling y'all the combo car. I do build sheet. You want a build sheet? Just hit my email, man. I will spec your engine. Man. But y'all trying to handle a bit too. But like I said, the reason I went with it is because it's just a nice universal motor, man. And as far as dependent street ability, street manners, I should say, street manners, man. It has great street manners. Great street manners. I mean, you can drive 434 on the street too. It's all in what you put in them. You can keep them engines cool. You gotta think it's not just, people act like it's a huge small block. It's really not a huge small block. Like back in the day, it was. A 434 was a 4-in engine, or a 421. Like it was people doing them, but they was ahead of the game. But let's see, y'all, I'm trying to do multi-purpose. But yeah. The reason, but it's very street friendly. Y'all see, I really drive the hell out of that car, man. I got AC on it. It's pump gas. I set my compression with pump gas stuff. But I'm gonna tell y'all something people do with 421s all the time. And 434, people oversize the heads. They oversize the heads, man. They run too big of a runner. They don't. I mean, people. They of course it'll make power. It'll run a number, but not whole time they not understanding you got your head oversized. Your head is tremendously oversized. Like, don't take all of that. Especially when you got a top tier head, you got a nice head. It doesn't take a huge runner. If you got a budget oriented head, then you need that big runner. But see, people don't know that. Some people don't know that. And I got data. I tested a lot of stuff. I got data. But I just know this. I know these combinations don't take all that. The brand of head you run can affect what runner you need. It's not just the brand, but it's more to it. It's the combination. But I'm just saying, these engines, the 421 and 434, since they just so close together, and you got the 427 too. But a lot of people use the same head. They oversize the heads on these engines so much it ain't even, it's unreal. I'm telling you, they oversize them. Like I said, I told y'all the horsepower it made on motor, which was 480. It was 480 or 474. 474 horses or something. But it's really a 500 rear wheel horsepower motor, and it's a nitrous engine. If it had a tighter load separation, it'll make more than that on horsepower, because it'll be geared toward horsepower. But for a nitrous engine, it's making 500 pretty much to the tire. It'll make 500 to the tire if the tune get adjusted. I have never adjusted the tune and cleaned it up, but it will definitely make 500 to the tire, man. But like I said, I never cleaned up the tune, so I mean, I wasn't really studying it. Like, it wasn't that serious to me. But I said it'll definitely, it's a 500 rear wheel horsepower combo, which is a lot of power. That's a lot of power on motor, and then on top of with whatever I put on top of it with nitrous. So and it'll hold a lot. That's why I got an aftermarket block. I probably will always use aftermarket blocks, man. They just better. People try to steal aftermarket blocks because of the size, but you can build a 434 out of stock block if you wanted to. I wouldn't street drive it like that. I mean, you can. People done it, but I mean, saying stock block just it really don't limit nothing. But I mean, it don't limit nothing cubic inches wise. I mean, you get these aftermarket blocks, and yeah, they can get bigger. But like I said, man, I run a dart block and stuff. Like I said, I did all this stuff in 30 days, man. When I did that video and I revealed y'all did an entirely new engine when y'all thought I was just letting it chill. The 396 called breaking push rod. It had broke 2 push rod, man. And I had bought all this stuff, man. I went and bought a dart block, and I bought everything piece by piece, man. Inspect my combo, got it. And then 32 days. 32 days, man, we back. They were from scrap, man. Machine shop, putting it together, and getting it in the car running, man. Like, and ain't looked back. So, like I said, and I spec that engine, man. I spec that engine. Some people were running around. They thought my fam, Frank, from Hustle Hard did it. Frank actually did not do that engine. I got somebody else to assemble it. Because like Frank be busy. Y'all know I'm cool with a lot of people. Jesse could have put it together. I could have got a couple of people to put Rick. But the person that assembled that engine, man, y'all never saw him. They never been on camera, this and that. I never called his name, none of that. But cause he really didn't kill. But Frank didn't do that on Hustle Hard. They did my 396, my old engine. That was a Hustle Hard engine, but this one right here, the 421, I spec that entire engine. That's my combo. Like I said, I just had it assembled, but I bought all my parts and got everything together. I sat down on this paper and put my combo together. Like, well, let me see what I'm trying to achieve. What's my give and what's my take? Cause I always give and take with street car. So a deal breaker for me with any combination is if it affects how long and far I can drive my car, then that's a deal breaker. I have to scale it back. Cause I got a video coming too about limitations of street cars, and it's gonna be a deep breakdown. And I'm gonna put people on game with stuff. But yeah, man, it's a 421 small block Chevy. I love it. When I switch it over to turbo, it's still gonna be a 421. It's just a perfect cubic inch engine, man. Or I might scale it down. I might take the cubic inches down, cause with forced induction, man, the quicker you can move the air through that engine, the more power to make too. That's why you can take a 300 some cubic inch engine and that joker will get busy. But I'm undecided, man. I might scale it back down to like a 396, or I might just keep it 421 cubic inches and scale it, and like I said, I'm gonna turbo it. So I am gonna convert it over to turbo, blow through carburetor and stuff. I'm gonna spec that again myself. And then yeah, man, it's gonna be time to party. But right now, my goal with Dolo is to hit the 5s, just because I know it can do it. I know what I gotta do, and when I get my custom converter gonna give me a lot all the way across the board, man. It's gonna give me some. It's gonna give me a lot on nitrous, I should say. It's gonna give me a whole lot more on nitrous. It probably gonna blow through the converter on motor. That's how meats do. Meats will blow through the converter on motor because it's just so much catered to nitrous. But on nitrous, you talking about that joker, hey, well over a second. It might not well over a second also. You know, that's just what you're dealing with. It's a give and take with everything. You want to do this or you want to do that. You know, so. And that's what it is, man. And you know, you can't get caught up in these cubic inches, man. Just cause somebody say they got a 434, or somebody say they got a 406, or this and that, or 388. You can't get caught up in cubic inch side. It's what's inside that motor. You can have somebody that have a 388 stroker and somebody have a 421, but the person with the 388 technically can have more motor than that person. Which means, Jay, this one bigger. When somebody say I got more motor than you, that we talking on a power level, a power output level. Cubic inches help make power easier. That's why you build bigger. The bigger, the easier, and the more conservative you can be with parts and camshaft choices to make power. That's how you achieve that pump gas and big power. Like, so our big blocks, man, they just different. A big block different, like cubic inches, and head valve angle and all that stuff matter too. But when we talking small block, you can have somebody that has a 421 and a 501, 502 on the exhaust camshaft with a 270, 285 duration split, and you can have somebody with a 388 that got a 680 702 lift solid roller camshaft, and this person have a hydraulic roller. That 388 if they got everything else to go around it, that 388 gonna donkey stomp that 421. That's just how it worked. That's why I said you can have a 421 that'll outrun a 434, or you can have a 406 that outrun a 434, or you know, vice versa. You can have a 383 that outrun a 406. It just depend on what you put in it and how you go about it, man. Like if you well thought out and the car you choose to put it into, cause sometimes it don't take a lot of power. That's why I tell y'all, it's a lot of people out there that's not making 1,000 horsepower. Trust me, when you know you've been doing it long enough and you got a variety of cars like I got, like I said, I'm in a unique position. I got a variety of cars at different weights and different power levels, and I test a lot. So I know it don't take, well, if I go build an S10, I ain't got to make 600 horsepower to the wheels, and I'll be a threat. But if I go over here and build this don't, and I try to build me a little 480 rear wheel horsepower engine, I'm finna be getting donkey stomped and no torque. So it depends on what you plan on building and what's your end goal. That's what it is, man. So if you go with a lighter car, man, you can be a little more conservative on the power. You don't have to just go build a most radical jump, but you know, it's something to think about. But yeah, that's what it is, man. 421. I guarantee you, I ain't even saw the guesses, but if people guess it, probably a lot of people put 434. But that's the word that was floating around in the streets. I already, you know, it made it back to me. Everybody thought I had a 434. Wrong. I don't need a 434. I don't need a 434. And I would never do a 434, honestly. I always say it when I go in the fold, if I go in the 400 cubic inches, cause I'm a big block. I like big blocks. I love big blocks. But I knew I'm gonna have a big block box. So I said, let me make this a small block. Put the AC and everything on it, show people you can perform and have all the amenities around it. You know, like the new car. You can have the heat, you can have the AC, you can still drive anywhere. Which Dolo is very street friendly. Y'all see, I drive the hell out of it. It's a daily, it can be daily driven. What about the valve train, man? Valve train is good. Ain't nothing rattling, like none of that. It's just, you can really drive that car every day. It'll burn a lot of gas, but I can drive that car every day, man. I get in that car and drive it. It runs super cool. Y'all know I stepped the radiator up. But on a hot day, like it'll run. On a hot day, I'm talking about one of them real summer days, like 90s, 95, 98, something like that. It'll run. If you're on the interstate and you get up there, you turn this on RPM, man, with that new radiator, it'll run like 195, 200. Might creep up to 205, 206, which is good. That's good. That's not running hot. They're good. Now on a cooler day, man, it won't see 190. It won't even see 190. So it's very street friendly. Good street manners. It drives like a regular car. So that combo I put together, man, it's a great motor. It's perfect for me. I would never go beyond that. Because after that, it's a little too radical. Cause when it comes to street car, more people, you making a choice. You want something you can drive yearly, 2, 3, 4 years, and don't have to maintain it like that, or you want something you're gonna have to, after a year, you got to go in and start checking stuff. And then you got the ones you can only run around. They just run around town. You drive on the weekend. But me, it been times where I didn't record, and I jumped in that car every day. I drove the car every day. But don't nobody know. So that be the deal breaker with me in any of my cars. They have to be to the point where if I want to drive them every day, if I'm just feeling it and I'm like, hey man, I want to drive this car 30 days straight, they got to be able to do it. They have to be able to do it, man. So that be my cutoff when it comes to making power and stuff. I'm like, if it go and say, well, you can make that power and still drive, but you probably, I wouldn't drive 30 days straight. Deal breaker. Let's scale back. That's how it is with me. So that's how I do my bills, man. But yeah, that's it, man. That's what it is. Like I said, the reveal, I told y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all everything. I got some more coming this week. I got some reveals. I got reveals coming for meats, I got reveals coming for R&B. Man, R&B, I can't wait to reveal R&B, cause I be down playing R&B, boy. People think, man, it ain't that slow. It ain't that slow like it was. That combo, I can't wait to reveal R&B because that one of the biggest ET drops. Like when I switched the combo up, man, it's a huge ET drop, a huge game. So yeah, man, that's it, y'all. So I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna catch y'all later. BCG, we out.